I'm Lee Spencer, and I'm with Pat DiMarco. He is the supervisor for NASCAR for Ford Performance, and wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Mustang. I know you were at the Charlotte test, and you worked with the development of the car. What have you seen that you like so far from the testing that has occurred on the new Mustang?
I think, it's early on, but I think the car went out, it performed. It wasn't 2 seconds off, and it's always your worry. The first time it unloads, it was competitive. Obviously, the teams had very little time in development of the car. It's with the process that we have with NASCAR and how long you go through the submission, and then you have to build body panels. You can't build anything until you go through the submission. So it's just a testament to our teams to get the car to the racetrack as quick as they did, and it's a car that was built to get to the racetrack. It wasn't built to go racing here in Phoenix, but there were no red flags with the car at all. It performed as we expected. The gains that we had made over the Fusion were there, that we saw, that we needed, and all in all, I think it's hopefully should come out of the box in Daytona and Atlanta next year as a competitive car.
How long from the basic CAD drawings to actually putting it together and getting it to submission did the process take?
Nowadays, the submission process from the time you start, putting pencil to paper with the designers who, they really drive it these days. It's not the engineers that drive the car, it's the design studio, and they want the car to look a certain way. They want certain features on the car. The tail lights on the Mustang were very important to them. The headlights on the Mustang are very important to them. And so you have to work those features in regardless of whether their performance or not. And so you start years in advance. This isn't something you start in January and then submit in June. This is something you start the year before, or even the year before that. And so it takes, from the first time someone puts a pencil to paper, it's easily a year and a half from the time you meet the submission targets with NASCAR.
And the responsibility of such an iconic brand like the Mustang. I mean, we're here at the Team Penske Museum looking at the new Mustangs tonight, and to try to capture a car that has such history, just one of the sexy muscle cars of, Americana. I mean, how much responsibility goes into making sure when that car gets on the track in 2019 that it embodies everything that NASCAR fans expect?
Yeah, it's an iconic brand. It is the iconic brand in this country. Probably right there with the F-150, the two vehicles that this country is built on, and, speed and work. And the Mustang, for us to do a Mustang and bring it to Cup, it had to be right. And it had to get evaluated and looked at and signed off on by the highest echelons of our company, including Edsel Ford himself. And all of our product development leaders, vice presidents of the design, everybody has looked at the car and said, yes, that embodies a Mustang. And that's what we have to do, because you can't bring a Mustang out and just leave it to a bunch of racers to go design a Mustang, because it wouldn't look like a Mustang. And so for Ford Motor Company's perspective, this is a Mustang.
I mean, that's one of the cool things about Ford Performance, the fact that Edsel Ford is such a race fan. Edsel Ford is so compassionate about Ford and the involvement of Ford Performance with NASCAR. That if you screw up, you're going to have to answer to the guy whose name is on that blue oval on that car.
Yeah, he's self-proclaimed the godfather of Ford Performance. So he lives it. He's with us in the trenches. He questions what we do, and he is the biggest fan of Ford Performance and of our race teams and of our drivers on the track. And it's no different than any of our executives. They want that brand to succeed, and it's a Mustang, and it's iconic, and it's a Ford, and so that we have to make sure that they're happy, and that's what we're doing.
My final question, Pat. We saw what happened after all the hype with Camaro and how long it really took the Chevy teams to get it together in 2018. What type of fail-safe measures is Ford Performance taking so you're not going through the same thing mid-season in 2019?
Well, we're building Fusions and Mustangs. No, I'm kidding. We have a great Ford Performance team. We have great partners with Stewart Haas, Penske, Roush Fenway, and we believe we've done our homework. We've checked the boxes, and it's all the work's done up front. You need to make sure that you've done your work, you've done your simulation, you've done your work in your simulator, and you get the parts early enough to the team so they can go into the wind tunnel. Next year's a big unknown with the new rules package, and so just trying to make sure that you check all the boxes is what we've done, and we believe we've checked all the boxes. And with Doug Yates horsepower and Roush Yates engines, come Daytona, we're looking for that Mustang to be running up front.
I really appreciate your time today, Pat.
Thank you.